Hey YouTube. Alright, so I haven't made one of these in a really, really long time, and there are a couple of reasons for that. If I'm 100% honest, it's because the First Amendment is now becoming something that doesn't exist anymore. And it's slowly becoming something that you be very, very, very careful about what you say nowadays, especially in this administration, because that might come back to haunt you. But anyway, so I wanted to take a minute to talk about this Russian collusion story. Now, and give my take on it, on the whole thing. So basically, I personally don't think, and this is the angle that the Democrats are pushing, just to excuse Hillary's pathetic loss. They're pushing this angle that she didn't lose just because she ran a horrible campaign, or because she was a horrible candidate, or because she sabotaged Bernie Sanders. She lost because somehow the Trump campaign worked with the Russians to hack the election, to either to hack the voting machines or to do some other bullshit or some other thing. They keep using this vague term, collusion. What does collusion mean? You know? And basically, the whole story started out like that. The problem now, which is interesting, was Donald Trump's response to that. Now, if you're innocent and you have nothing to hide, then the logical way to go about this would have been just to ignore it and to do nothing, right? And let the whole thing burn itself out. The problem is, and I don't think that Trump necessarily did anything nefarious. I think what ended up happening is he overreacted. Because Trump is an interesting person. You see, he cares a lot about what other people think about him. That is literally the most important thing to Donald Trump. He's like your classic internet troll, basically. Like, he says provocative things and he does provocative things because he wants attention. And that's what it's all about. He has to be at the center of attention. And he's also a very, very, very paranoid person. So the second that an investigation started, he started freaking out and thinking that, oh my God, they think that I'm guilty of something. And that's what's caused him to start overreacting. So the very first thing that he did when the Michael Flynn storyline started developing, when you got warned by Obama, you got warned by your own national security people, and you got warned by Michael Flynn himself, you should have just backed the fuck off of him, but he couldn't do that. Now, I think what that shows is Trump's the kind of person that he doesn't have many people who he can call friends or who he thinks are his friends. So whenever he gets somebody like that, he tends to have like an almost obsessive loyalty towards them. So in the case of Michael Flynn, even though Flynn himself was warning him like, hey man, I'm fucking toxic, you should probably stay away from me, he just can't do it. And I think that combined with his paranoia is what led up to him doing what he did with Comey and all the other actions that he did to try to cover up this story. And funny enough, before, when it was just this Russian collusion thing that the Democrats were pushing, it was a non-story. There was nothing there, right? Everybody knew that it was all bullshit. It was just a bunch of pissed off Hillary people that were pushing that angle. But now, because of his own paranoia and because of his own lust for attention and his obsessive loyalty towards Flynn, he's actually painting himself into a box where he's committed some pretty serious crimes. And he might be in trouble. Now, the reason why I said the word might instead of he will be in trouble is because power does not go after power. Not in this system. Power protects power. Trump is a rare anomaly in this situation because he is, even though he's a rich and powerful person, he's also not an insider. So it is possible that if the stories continue to get worse and if Trump continues to make it worse by tweeting or doing all the other stuff, that eventually we will see something very, very, very rare. And that's power actually going after power and trying to take him down. And they'll replace him with somebody that's more easily controllable like Mike Pence, or more predictable like Mike Pence. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how they need to ban Trump from Twitter and all this stuff like that. No. You guys are making a mistake. You want Trump to keep tweeting. You need him to keep talking. Because he is just painting himself more and more into a corner by doing that. I've also seen people pushing the impeachment angle. And personally, I don't think that that's a good idea. I think that we want Trump to stay in power. And the reason why we want that is because you want all the negative public will that he's generating against himself to work against himself come time for the elections. If Trump gets impeached and Mike Pence gets in, who's seen because of Trump's just absolute crazy and ridiculous behavior, Mike Pence is seen as sane. We're going to get somebody who is even more insane in power. And if Mike Pence gets taken down because he is implicated in this whole fiasco, then we get freaking Paul Ryan, who's just as bad. I mean, and then if we don't get, and if somehow Paul Ryan gets taken down, we get fucking Orrin Hatch. Basically, we're in a situation where we got checkmated really bad by the last election. And really and truly, I am most upset at Hillary for this whole thing. Because if she just put country first and just stayed out of the fucking way, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, if those two people didn't go to the lengths that they did to try to manipulate the system and to disenfranchise Bernie Sanders supporters, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. But now that we're here, we're going to have to do the best to make it through this. So anyway, there's nothing that you and I can do about it. We're just going to have to just sit back, eat some popcorn, and just watch the whole thing unfold. But yeah, that's just my analysis and my take on the whole thing. Now, what solutions do I have to offer? Or what can you do? Well, we can start by hitting the ground running and start by primarying a lot of these corporate Democrats. You can try that angle. You can try the Green Party thing. That might work. But I feel like the only real viable solution is to just sit back and wait and just watch it unfold. Let people get a taste of conservatism and conservative compassion. And people will naturally reject it come the next election cycle because it is self-destructive. So basically, the only thing I can say is just hang in there and try not to let this stuff get under your skin. Just enjoy it for the show that it is and wait it out. and support true progressives whenever they run. Thanks for watching.